Hello, boys and girls. I am Moscato, and we gotta talk a little bit because the latest patch just came through, meaning that we have a couple changes. Good ones, I feel like. Well, one of them kind of scares me. This one, the Shivana one. I'm talking purely from an expedition standpoint, and not from a constructed one because I really didn't build yet a good knowledge of the format, of the constructed format, so I'm not gonna mention that. I'm just gonna stick to expedition stuff. But I like the changes. I feel like they owned it. Like, for example, the Lucian one, it can trigger the same round in which he levels up. It's a buff, it's a good one, and now I'm on the fence about the Shivana change. As you can see, now she has 4 attack instead of 3. I feel like she was decent or even good even before. Now she's real strong though. I mean, that +1 attack could go a really long way just because now we don't really care if we can or cannot attack with her, because even if she's on blocking duty, she can trade effectively with 4 drops, like every time. This is so good for her. I feel like it's a really strong champion now, so I'm actually incentivized to pick her. Yeah, because if you think about it, you can play her on turn 4, attack, and you have a 5/5 attacking, bringing her really close to level up. And now the Vladimir change, which is just smart. It's a buff, but it's a smart one. It's not like by stats or effects. It's just, you know, it's the same effect from before. When I attack, I drain health from my minions to deal damage to my opponent. Well, now I drain life only from minions to my left, right, I don't recall, to my right. So you can actually choose which one of your minions it's gonna get damaged, so to proc his ability. Plus, not only he got this buff, but he got a buff to his level up requirements too. You don't need to make 6 allies survive damage, but only 5 now, which is kind of a big update, to be honest. The Trundle nerf, 1 less health, surely driven from the constructed play rate that Trundle had. That 1 less health, it's gonna go a long way. I feel like in expeditions, it's probably gonna be, it's gonna have a similar impact, I want to say, maybe even more. That, you know, cutting the health on a regenerating minion, it's steep. It's a steep cost to pay. And Trundle, yeah, it's gonna pay for it big time. So also, actually, the pillar got from 8 health to 6, which might matter. It's not gonna be. This is not like a terrible nerf to Trundle in general, but you know, it's gonna add up, of course. The Ezreal one it's real cool, actually. So it's, if you recall, a leveled up Ezreal would have dealt 2 direct damage to your opponent Nexus each time you cast a spell. Now it does only 1 damage for each spell you cast, but it does 2 if that spell you just cast was targeting an enemy. This way they managed to lower his level up requirement by a lot, from 10 to 6, and it's a good trade-off, I want to say, because you know, before, if you managed to level up Ezreal, it was bonkers. Now it's much more. It's much easier to level him up, but of course, you get a nerfed leveled up ability, which is fine. Which I feel like it's totally fine. I'm from an expedition point of view, I want to say it's a buff. In general, it's a buff. it makes Ezreal viable again. And I want to try him out. I don't know if it still, I want to say sucks or not. I don't think it sucks. But yeah, I like it in general, how it is right now. I feel like it's a, I don't want to say balanced champion because I really don't know, but it feels like it. It feels like it. Similar to Lucian, Jinx got her leveled up form buffed. She can trigger the same. She can trigger the same round she levels up, meaning that if you go for, let's say, a rummage, you discard. You have 3 cards in hand. You play 1, which is rummage. You go to 0 cards now, so she levels up. You draw then 2 cards. In that same round, if you are able to play those 2 cards, you get the... Can I see it? Can I see it? No. The Super Mega Death Rocket, the signature spell for Jinx. It's not a signature spell, but you get the idea. Cool buff. It's not gonna be massive, like at all, I feel like, but it's a cool buff for sure. I like it. And Taric got +1 power. In Expedition, it's gonna matter, just because it's a more viable minion. It's gonna be able to trade more often, which is really crucial in Expeditions. I don't know if it's gonna make Taric viable. I don't feel like it, but I don't even want to say I wanna experiment with him, just because I don't really like Taric as a unit. Maybe it would have been better as a 4-3, to be honest. Sure, way more fragile in a way, but you know, you would get the Tough out of his support ability, and you would be dealing damage. Actually, you would be incentivized to attack with Taric, so I feel like it would have been a better stat line to go for. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like there's not really a point in attacking with Taric at the moment. So just because it doesn't do damage, I don't know, doesn't feel like the best champion design, to be fair, but maybe I'm wrong. Well, the Tiana Crown Guard buff, it's actually kinda relevant in Expeditions, just because, you know, dragons are big, and like a free +1/+1, it's super good actually. I mean, it's not gonna impact too much Expedition, because, you know, you see Tiana so like seldomly that I don't think it's gonna matter that much. But yeah, the thing that might matter way more, it's gonna be the nerf to Weirding Stones, which, I don't know, Weirding Stones for me was the only, like, truly playable ramp spell out there. I don't feel like it's playable anymore. Even before, as a 0-4, was kind of fringe, like on the verge of playability, but in the right deck, sure, why not? Now it's nah, I don't see myself playing this card in the future. Fuzzy Caretaker, as you can see, 1 less mana, 1 less health, but same attack and ability. Doesn't seem too impactful to me. It's a buff overall, probably not like a boom of a buff. Yeah. And Mina. Mina won Expedition games even before, when she had not quick attack nor +1/+1 to her stats. Now, man, it's, if you get offered Mina, you just have to pick her. It's that simple. It's too good. It's probably too good now, not to take her. Yeah, it's amazing. Funsmith, it's a living barrel. I don't feel like it's gonna change anything, to be honest. They could have even kept the 2 power, because they nerfed it from 2 to 1. It's still too fragile. They could have even let her go to 4 elf, because as it is, it's not good enough to... I feel like it's not good enough to deserve play. And Black Spear now, it's wow, it's actually so good. It's, you might say it's a simple buff, but I feel like it's gonna go a long way. That +1 damage, man, it kills so many things now, like Shyvana, for example, Yasuo for sure, and many more. Yeah, that's big. I feel like that's kind of big. In Constructed too, I feel like. Riptide Rex, I feel like it's still a decent, or maybe even a good card in Expedition, just because the ability to semi-wipe your opponent's board, it's still too precious to throw away. If I get the chance, I'm gonna test this card. And Eclipse Dragon, it's bonkers now. It was, I don't want to say good before, but now it's just, it goes a long way, that +2 health. This is an abomination now. It's too good. I liked him even before. Now it's, yeah, it's... There's no excuse not to pick him, I guess. Just like Mina. I mean, it's not at the level of Mina, but it's still a really good card. I'm gonna check if there's anything more that I should mention. Yeah, I don't really wanna delve too much on the offering rates, because it's too much for me at the moment. I just wanna get to a point where I have like enough cards to compete in Constructed, and then that's it. I mean, Expeditions are fun and all, but I want to move from it. Yeah, so that's it. And that's a real nice... I liked it. Apart from the Wording Stones, maybe... What's the point of having like cards that give you mana if they're not playable? Like in Constructed and in Expeditions. I don't know, man. They gotta work a little bit more on the ramp package. Need fixing in a way or in another. Maybe a total rework of the cards, or just maybe like a little bit of tweaking. I don't know.